Hotep, Uhuru, KARU, Ashe. How to do, fam? What's up? What's good? This is Simba Faraji Saku. I repeat that again. Simba Faraji Saku. I know a lot of you know me as Mario Williams or whatnot, whatever nicknames, Rio or whatever, from middle school or whatnot. But I'm just gonna address some questions people had for me. You know, people been asking me, do I believe in God? Do I have any type of religion? They don't understand why I speak of pro-blackness or why I speak of knowledge of self, why I talk the way I talk, why I speak on changing my name. My spiritual path basically started 2 years ago, going through a lot of things in my life that made me want to be better. A lot of people may say, oh, you didn't go through a lot of stuff, you was a good kid. Yeah, I didn't get in trouble publicly, but behind closed doors, everybody has a story. You know, no matter how good you are, everybody has a story of what they go through throughout their life. You know, whether it's out in the public or not. And the things I was going through made me want to change as far as just me being a better man, basically. So I started learning different things. People like older heads, elders started teaching me how to analyze videos and expose the Illuminati, and that kind of helped me on my research, you know, with school and analyzing different things. I started reading more. A guy once told me, if you didn't read the Bible, you go to hell. And I looked at that as being a lie, so I wanted to prove him wrong. And so I started reading the Bible. I started getting deep into it, becoming one of those Bible scholars, so to speak. And I got to the point where I started seeing a lot of contradictions, a lot of lies, a lot of stuff that didn't make no sense. And I ran into atheists, and they asked me those questions, those same questions that I had that I couldn't answer, and I kind of looked stupid. So I said also I was going to prove that person wrong, that there is a God. Excuse me. And so when I got to Daytona Beach last year, I took a class on religion in America, and it exposed a lot of the origins of the different religions and stuff, and the different types of denominations and different religions and their creeds and their, you know, doctrines and stuff like that. I still have the book as well. It basically just showed me how all the religion is the same. You know, they all have the same motives, but they don't have the same origin. And I kind of was like iffy about it, you know, about the stuff I was finding out about Christianity, and wanted to go deeper because I wasn't really sure. Nobody can ask me questions, not even some pastors. So questions like who really goes to heaven and hell when the Bible says that everybody goes to heaven. If you want to read that, 1 Corinthians 15 chapter 51 through the 15th verse. Anyway, but so I started leaning towards Islam. I'm a big Malcolm X fan. I started leaning towards Islam, listening to a lot of his speeches and exposing the Bible on certain things. I started looking for truth, something that made sense, you know, that can connect the science, you know, that can make some sense with life and what's going on. So I started leaning towards Islam. I found a little truth, but when I really started analyzing it, it was the same thing as Christianity. It was just a bunch of lies. So I want to say a bunch of lies. And so that led me, you know, to getting deeper into my African roots. The second semester at Bethune-Cookman, which is this year, beginning this year, I took two classes, one on African history and the other on ancient medieval time periods, which blew my, because, you know, I started learning of Egypt and the dates and the time periods of Egypt and the gold and the royalty of the kings and the queens and the knowledge and the spirituality that they had. And I started learning of the origins of Christianity and where it really came from. I started learning of slavery and what type of tactics they used to bash Christianity in our heads, to bash Islam in our heads through invasions through Africa. You know, people invade Africa and they start destroying things and destroying the knowledge that we had of our spiritual systems and our spiritual, you know, teachings they started destroying those things and implementing their own knowledge of something that they created in their own little realm or whatever. So when I started figuring that out, putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and seeing that, white man, European, basically made Christianity to increase his economic and military power across the world, because Constantine wanted power over the world, domination basically, and the best way to do it is to control the mind, because when you control the mind, control the spirit, and control the soul, and you control that person will be a slave forever. So until they break out of themselves, I started learning how the self-knowledge taught me through spirituality, taught me of my own power that I have to free myself, to get myself into nirvana or heaven or paradise, and to also get myself in hell, because your heart is a book. Even the Bible tells you your heart is like a book, and you're the writer, and you basically create your own salvation. You are your own ticket to heaven. Why? Because through my spiritual journey, I learned that you are God. Why is that? Because you are whatever dwells inside of you. So a lot of church folk, God is in me, God dwells in me, God is this, how God walks in me. But yet when you ask them who is God, they say, it's somebody else. It's Jesus. He's in church. He's in church, or he's in heaven. And if you really want to get down to science and spirituality, which I like because spirituality connects with science, I can now talk to atheist people and they can look at me like, whoa, you got something to talk about. We can talk, and we laugh or whatever. We don't attack each other. We laugh because it makes sense with something. Because even if they don't believe in God, they believe in the universe or energy or something. They believe in life they're living. So spirituality touches on the reality and the facts and the history and science connected together to make sense and to be truthful. Religion goes against science. You can't say God is the number one scientist, but the Bible that he supposedly is upholding goes against the very science that he created. So my spiritual journey just took me on eating healthier. I became a vegetarian just starting Thanksgiving. I started reforming my hair a little bit. People asked me to get a haircut. I might get my mohawk back, but no, I'm going to get it back. But I'm not cutting my hair like that. But it led me to eating healthy and basically just analyzing everything from people to animals to the wind, the water, the fire, everything, because you are the wind, you are the water, you are fire, you are earth. And when you really start to understand that and open your chakras, you just really see that you're God and you're the devil. There's no spooky little guy with horns waiting for you to die and come to hell. There's no guy with a long beard standing on a cloud saying come to heaven. Heaven and hell is your situation that you live in here and after. So the reason why people say we live in hell is because we make it hell. We make it hell. We can make this place a heaven like our ancestors had it when they was building pyramids and all these different things that people say is magic and not happen what actually did happen through channeling energy and tai chi and meditating and eating healthy and doing telekinesis. Some people say stuff like that. Spirituality teaches you those things through the teachings of metaphysics, the science of of the world, basically the matrix basically that we live in, that we really control. So when I talk the way I talk and I wear the Buddhist malice on my neck and on my wrist, and for those who ask me, do I really meditate? Yes, I really meditate. I fell down to 25 minutes. I was at 30 minutes for a couple of months, and then I kind of got off my routine, my discipline, which I need to get back to it and get back up to 30 minutes. Try your best to spend at least 10 minutes to 20 minutes of your day by yourself, just breathing, just relaxing, just being calm and quiet, and listen, and listen to your own thoughts, your own feelings, your heart, your mind, your soul, and really be empowered by it, and really see your weaknesses and propel yourself forward. Because when you see your weaknesses, you want to change them, you want to fix them. When you see things that you want, you really practice on a way to go get it. So, you know, through spirituality, you have those things. You know, your religion keeps you focused on the outer body energy, the outer body being, and not the inner being. You can't love the outer being without loving the inner being, because the inner being is the outer being. Or should I say, the inner being connects with the outer being to make one. So when you start loving the outer part of that, you start forgetting who you are. You start forgetting your own power, and you start like confining yourself and suppressing yourself under limits. You're limitless. You know, there should be no limits to what you can do. Spirituality, the spiritual path that I'm on, the real one. You know, a lot of people throw consciousness and spirituality around, but yet when those 22 kids were killed, people only cried for them. But then the next day, when you hear somebody, over 100,000 kids being killed in other countries across the world, especially in the Middle East, which is Southwest Asia, basically, and in Africa, we don't care. We're just, oh, whatever. But we're supposed to be spiritual and conscious and worry about those things. And they're being killed by our government, but, you know, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to stop and help that homeless man on the side of the street, you know. So things like that, man, people need to pay attention to. When we become more analytical and intellectual, you start seeing those things. And, you know, and spirituality really helps that. You know, religion, a guy once told me the power of God is in the Bible. Is the Bible. And I was like, didn't you say you're a child of God? If you're a child of God, that power of God should be in his child. Jesus is not the only son of God. I'm a son of the all. You know, like every man is the son of the all. Every woman is the daughter of the all, which is God. You know, so when you look at that, really pay attention to the things that you say and really break down the Bible, put yourself in it, and really look at the origins of it. You'll look at it differently, and we won't have this problem on religion, because, you know, religion is war tactics, basically. You know, divide and conquer. You know, these group of people, this alliance got together. I made a video on that. I'm gonna post it when I get a chance. Came together and said we're gonna divide and conquer. You know, pit people over here, pit people over there, and they fight against each other and they war against each other. Fight for nothing. You know, something that's not even real, some illusionary stuff that's not real. But don't let them know it. You know, and people think that just because they're not in chains or anything, they're not slaves. The best way to hold a slave or to keep a slave is by the mind. And that's what they're doing to us with music, with TV, with the media, all these things, politics. You know, I once read a book that said that the 666 is big politics, big religion, and big business. You know, so just those things that you need to pay attention to. I'm going to do more videos. This is me shouting out a new organization, a new movement, Army of KARU. The KARU is a West African word from Hosea. Hope I said that word right. It means to learn, and the syllables is kinetically awakening royal unity. And me and a group of friends have started this, and we're going to use this to propel Tampa forward, you know, and to rise the consciousness in the minds of the people and the spirits. And if you want to be a part of it, if you're a rapper, a singer, a writer, you create jewelry or hats. This hat was made by my friend Karima Brown. You see the Pan-African colors in it. I'll, you know, put you up with her organization that she does, her business. If you want to be a part of it, inbox me on Facebook, text my phone, and you can help us, because we need help. We need soldiers to really get this movement going and get it out there, because Tampa needs some type of spiritual and mental uplift, you know, because the stress need to be put down, you know, throughout everywhere. I don't care if it's lower class, upper class, whatever. So take notes when you see these videos. They're very, 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 very knowledgeable, make you think. So, you know, I love y'all, even if y'all don't like what I post on Facebook. But got some poetry for y'all. We got a lot of things for y'all to read and look at. So hope y'all like it, and I hope y'all want to jump on board so we can really make some moves. Hotep, Yahuru, which is freedom. KARU, I already told you the meaning of that. And Ashe, so it should be. Deuces. Love y'all, fam.